What's up, Jets fans? In this video, I'm talking why it is crucial that the New York Jets come away with a premier edge rusher this offseason. And I think that the best value in order to do so would be at pick number 4. Instead of doing it in free agency, there's just some issues I have with each of the edge rushers in free agency. And I think if Kayvon Thibodeau or George Karlaftis are there at 4, that should be the pick. Now, I want to talk about why it is so important to have a good pass rush and why that needs to be a priority, even if the level of talent in the player is not the same as it might be in like a safety like Kyle Hamilton. And I'm also a really big NBA fan, and I've noticed a similar shift in how offense is played in basketball and football, and how these shifts have changed the value of defensive players in both of those sports. Starting with the NBA. Back when I was first watching the NBA, around the early 2000s, it was really valuable to have a shutdown wing defender. Ron Artest, Bruce Bowen, right? They call him the Kobe stopper, the Carmelo Anthony stopper, the Tracy McGrady stopper, right? One of those guys. But then basketball went through an evolution where offensive skill players became more abundant. All of a sudden, your point guard wasn't just a distributor, he could shoot threes. Your power forward, Dirk Nowitzki, shooting fadeaways, right? Your 4 out of your 5 guys on offense can hit a three. And coaches got really good at scheming to get the matchups that they wanted. So even if you had one defensive stopper, the teams on offense are just going to screen and screen and screen until they get the matchup they want, and they're going to attack the weak part of your defense. So all of a sudden, these defensive wing defenders weren't as valuable in the NBA. However, if you had a big time center in the middle, a Dwight Howard, right, who could just wreck your game plan because he's giving you nothing at the basket, that became more valuable. That became more valuable than the edge or the wing defender in basketball. Now, switching over to football, I think we've seen a similar trend. If we think just 10, 12 years ago, when a team had a really good cornerback, you would call them a shutdown corner that could take away half the field, right? Darrelle Revis was this in 09 and 2010. Revis Island, it was half the field, takes away half the field. And then over the past 10, 12 years, football has evolved where offensive skill players are more abundant. The explosion of production out of slot receivers, out of the tight ends, out of running backs, out of the backfield. And coaches got more creative in scheming the matchups that they wanted to expose your weak link. So all of a sudden, you really weren't taking away half the field. If you're guarding one out of my 5 eligible guys I'm sending out, you're not taking away half the field. You're taking away one guy. And I'm going to use motion and rubs and disguises to get the matchup that maybe I want. So, about what is the center now? What's the Dwight Howard, the big shot blocking center in football? Well, it's Aaron Donald. It's TJ Watt. Those are the game wreckers. Right? You can draw up whatever scheme you want, but Aaron Donald and TJ Watt are going to wreck your plan, no matter what you do. So I think now, just like the wing defender in basketball, the shutdown corner, while obviously still valuable, just isn't quite as valuable. And that's why I think the Jets really need to prioritize getting a pass rush, really upgrading your pass rush. Because you just see these teams who can just dictate what the other team is able to do. I mean, you watched the 49ers go in and not score a touchdown on the road and beat the Packers because Joey Bosa was just eating that right tackle for lunch. You saw the LA Rams win a Super Bowl, even though in the second half their whole offense was just Cooper Kupp. because Aaron Donald and Von Miller were just unblockable in the second half, and Joe Burrow couldn't do anything about it. That's what I want to see the Jets have. I want to see the Jets have a front four that can really make opposing quarterbacks uncomfortable. I mean, think about in our division, think about Josh Allen. Even if the Jets go out and really upgrade at corner, or they get a safety, get some new linebackers, and we got some good coverage guys, right? But we give Josh Allen all day to run around or to sit in the pocket. Guys are going to get open. He's going to make something happen. But if we can make him uncomfortable, start forcing some mistakes, give him some happy feet, that's the way to do it. That's the way to go. So I think that analogy works. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Should the Jets really invest heavily in their pass rush this offseason? Or am I wrong? Is the shutdown corner still a huge part of the NFL? Thank you for watching, and go Jets.